fired on their day off, man. Karen Petty gets fired on her day off, man. He'll eat roadkill.
A fresh deer hit by a car, you just cut out the meat that got hit.
Just don't tote around guns like that. They're not that bold. Out there, you're gonna have to fight with these hands. You just approach somebody like, hey, do you live here? Or, no, I'm like, you know what? That's none of my business. There's a lot of gang violence out here. I'm gonna leave that person alone. But because we're in the South, we go interrogate the hell out of you. Oh, so what you doing here? You don't live here. Where you live? Where's your ID? What's your name? What's your street address? Are you the undercover cop?
Catch that fish. I know when it's cold, with the shade. I know if I go on the left side of the bank, when it's moving too fast. You know it all, because you ain't going hungry to find our minds to be the most amazing thing on the planet. I think human beings, I think it's almost proof that God exists, to be honest with you.
You ain't living your best life if you ain't got no haters. If you ain't got no haters. If you ain't got no haters. You ain't living your life right if you ain't got no haters. You ain't doing something right.
All right, guys, this is your host, Regan Gordo. This is Padres Perspective, and I have a guest here today, Anthony. Anthony, how you doing?
I'm doing real good, man. Life is good. God is good. I'm actually not in Noonan right now because I wanted to go fishing. And you know how it is out there. You've seen the videos. So kind of trying to stay away from those people for a little bit, to be absolutely honest. You know, you never know what people are going to do nowadays. So we'll see.
Fair enough, man. Honestly, I don't understand if you live in the area and you enjoy fishing. There should be some way for everybody in the neighborhood to come to some, I don't know if it's camaraderie, but some kind of like, I'll tip the hat and let you do your thing. I don't understand that point. But one of the things I really focus on, especially when I start the conversation with everybody, is I'm a firm believer that we don't pick our passions pick us, and we chase them if we want to.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever experienced that in life where you love fishing, but did you really come up with that on your own, or did it kind of find you?
My uncle was the fisherman. It kind of found me, and I liked it. This is what happened. I'm from California. That's why my name is Bay to GA, Bay Area, Georgia.
Nice. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. I'm an actor too, so I have different niches and different channels. So my regular one is Bay to GA. Then there's things I like to do, like party or behind the scenes of movies and TV shows I'm in, and there's fishing. So that's why it's Fishing Bay to GA. So if you ever want to look that up later, you can. And you're like, oh, he's right. He does have other channels. So back in California, my uncle, God rest his soul, he died while he was fishing. So, you know, he went out the way a real fisherman would want to go out. So fishing for me is nostalgic. It's nostalgic and it's peaceful. Back in California, being from the Bay, born in Oakland, raised in Vallejo, I used to encounter a lot of, you know, hood stuff. We like legit from the hood of the hood. And so my uncle used to come from out of town and take me fishing. And then it was peaceful. Like, you don't have to worry about no one trying to shoot you or sorry to be so, you know, but it's just honest. Shoot you or cut you or trying to, you know, jump you into a gang or selling drugs and stuff like that. So he took me fishing. So for me, it's nostalgic. So when someone disturbs my little piece of my flow I have, it makes me very upsetting. I know I've seen a lot of comments that said, oh man, you're so nice, your demeanor, you smile and stuff like that. That's because I was upset. When I get upset, I get calm. I'm not one of those people I get upset and I'm like, blah, 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 because I gotta think. I used to be like that when I was younger, really loud and stuff like that. Oh, well, let's fight it. But then now I'm older, I just get calm and try to assess the situation so I won't flip.
You know, it's crazy you say that, man, because I do the same thing. I got a bunch of kids, and my kids are like, Dad, we know when you're about to lose it and really get mad and we're all going to get a whooping is when you start smiling. Because I'll go dead quiet. I stop the argument. I go dead quiet. I look them dead in the eyes. I start smiling. And I'm just contemplating how far are you going to go before I whoop your ass. And I prefer not to go down that road, and they're starting to pick up on it now. The older ones definitely picked up on it a couple years back. And I don't know, what is that does that to you? Because I don't know how that came about with me either. Because I remember being a little rambunctious when I was like mid-teens, early 20s. I had a couple wild cousins that did some, I don't know, I guess I got in a lot of trouble when I was younger and I just didn't care.
I was gonna say, man, I used to do the most. Like, I remember I used to have a whole ritual because I was a talker and I could fight, but I never wanted to fight because I was into the church and stuff, and I was an all-state, all-league athlete. And technically my hands were illegal because I did Taekwondo. And so in my mind, I already know I could beat up everybody I get in the fight with, right? And so I used to try to talk myself out of fights by being super crazy. Oh, you want to fight, huh? Take my shirt off. Oh, you want to fight me? You want to fight me? And then if you cross this line, I'm taking off on you right now. You cross the line, it's over with. And so most of the time, people will be scared of like, okay, I don't want to fight him. He's crazy. So that's how I start, being loud and stuff. But now that I'm older, I'm just like, I know I'm gonna win the fight, but still, I'm not gonna go away unscathed. I don't want to walk around with a black eye. What is this old guy walking around with a black eye for? Or I'm walking around hurt and stuff like that. I used to be an athlete. I played sports, so I got old injuries. I'm not trying to do any of that. So now I just really try to avoid it. I try to walk away or turn my camera on so I can have evidence for the police.
All right, Anthony, how old are you, man?
I'm 38.
Wow, okay. You're a baby. I'm 45, bro. I'm 45.
You 45? That's it.
Yeah, 45,
nice.
man. Yeah. You said old man, and I'm thinking, dude, this dude's older than me. Okay. But 38's fun, man. I remember being in my 30s. I enjoyed it. So yeah, how did it all start? Because I got caught on those videos. You got like 11 videos about these people harassing you at that little lake, and I'm like, he got me. I'm sold. I've got to watch all these, and I watched them all, man. Then I watched the fish fry, then I watched the cooler, and you're pouring all these fish out of the cooler, and I'm loving it, man. And I dig a little deeper, and there's more to the onion than I realized. You're an actor. You do a little bit of editing. What else do you got here? Content creator. So how many channels you got, man?
I have channels on all platforms: TikTok, IG, Facebook, and YouTube, and at least 5 or 6.
Okay, wow, okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I do all day. Because I'm an actor, it's not required for us to be on set all the time. And it's not like I'm a big actor. You will see me on a lot of Tyler Perry stuff and other movies, but I'm just background. And then if you hear me talking, it's a short film like on a Tubi or something like that. And so Tyler Perry, if you see this, please hire me for a speaking role. Please, come on. I can do it. But yeah, so I'm an upcoming actor. I used to teach. I used to be a teacher. And technically, I'm still a teacher. I have a degree, of course, and I never was fired. So I'm a teacher, but I'm just not doing it anymore. So I'm thinking about subbing every now and then on days that I'm not working as an actor. So it's funny because when I first started my channels, everything that happened when COVID hit. Somebody called me while I was coaching, by the way, 2-time regional championship track coach, boys and girls, high school, 1 undefeated football team, not varsity, JV, but it's still a good accomplishment, and nominated for Teacher of the Year as well. I taught for 7 years.
Nice.
Thank you. But God, he steered me in a different direction and was like, I want you to do this. I'm like, oh no. Because I'm a background type of person. Like, I don't want to be nobody's face. I don't want nobody to know who I am. I'm from the hood. And usually people that's loud and out there, those are the people that get got. So I'm just like, I just want to be in the background. It's like, nope, I want you in people's face. I want you to influence. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. I'm like, okay, so I start editing videos, and then I end up doing stuff that I love, of course, which is fishing, because it's peaceful. So anytime I'm not acting or working or trying to make money, I'm trying to fish. That's me. That's what I love. People used to make fun of me back home in California, like, y'all here fishing in the hood? That's weird. Like,
Actually, that's absolutely epic. I love it. You kidding me, bro?
Little old nasty pond that nobody's messed with, and then they see my young stuff up there, all league athlete, muscles and stuff fishing. They're like, that's weird, but whatever. But I love it because, like I said, it's nostalgic. It reminds me of me and my uncle when we had good times. So what happened is the channels that I have. I'm gonna tell you the channels that I have. I have something called Dragon Con. Have you ever heard of that? It's basically a big con event for nerds. I hope that don't hurt anybody's feeling, but I'm a nerd every now and then, so I'm talking about myself too. So it's a big event where we all dress up. I used to do it when I was teaching all the time, because when you teach, you're in a box. They expect you to act like this and act like that. That's why I couldn't teach anymore as well. It's like, dude, you guys want me to do this. However,
it seems like you almost have to think in a box too. They give you the prescribed lessons and stuff, and there's no wiggle room for you to add yourself into it.
Not at all. It's called a curriculum, and they used to get so mad at me. Please stick to the curriculum. And I'm telling them, I'm showing them results. My students are making higher progression grades than anybody else in the school. And they remember, like they'll leave. I have students right now from 5 years from when I taught them, and 7 years. Hey, I remember when you taught me about the Emancipation Proclamation and this is that. You made it so fun. It was engaging, but we had fun in your class. Because this is the thing. A lot of teachers just try to stick by the book and the curriculum. That's why a lot of people dropping out from being teachers, because they're trying to fire you if you don't stick to the curriculum. And I was just like, look here, when you go watch a movie for 2 hours, guess what's happening? You remember everything afterward. Are you taking notes? Are you none of that? You're engaged because you're having fun, right? And so I used to try to have fun in my classroom, and they'll remember it forever. Who cares if you remember something for the test the next day? Who cares if you remember something for the week by now? Who cares about dates and stuff like that? I care about concepts.
We're going to repeat it all next year for the first 6 months anyways.
What'd you say? Say that again?
We're going to end up repeating all that curriculum next year anyways.
Right. And so it's crazy to me. So anyways, I couldn't fit in the box anymore. I kept getting in trouble for little dumb stuff. I said, you know what? Y'all can have it. I'm leaving. Here's my letter of resignation or whatever. And then I started moving towards Atlanta and went to Noonan. And so that's how that happened. So I have Dragon Con, Bay 2GA, Fishing, Bay 2GA, behind the scenes. I like, as you know, I'm sneaky with the camera. So any movie and TV shows I'm in, you'll see behind the scenes footage that I don't supposed to be recording, but I do it anyways. I don't post it until after it comes out, so it's fine. You know, I'm not doing any spoiler alerts. Behind the scenes of movies and TV shows I'm in. I got a food channel, and I got a regular channel that's just called Bay 2GA. It's just me being myself. If you like me, you'll like that channel. But if not, it's fine. You know, go to the other stuff that you like. Because I hate when I go to watch someone's channel or niche and say it's a fishing channel, and the next you know, they playing with their baby, or look at my baby alligator, or I'm like, dude, I came to your channel to watch fishing. Don't give me that other
I
stuff.
want the next one to be fishing.
Exactly. So I just made a whole specific channel, and I'm glad you did your research, because some people are like, dang, I seen some of the comments, they're like, man, this guy's just always trying to catch Karens, and he's always just trying to play the victim and stuff like that. I'm like, are you what black man in America wants to be a victim? I don't want the camera on me. I don't want people to know what's going on. I'm not playing no doggone victim. I'm simply recording because the police told me to record next time something like that happens, and I posted so I could know what I should and should not do.
Well, not only that, but then you find out, you stick your finger in the water to see if it hits or anything, because you never know what's going to hit. But I'll be honest with you, if you're somebody that looks at one video for 20 seconds, it looks like Karen bait. It looks like you're fishing for a Karen. So I can see why someone that watched your video once would have come to that conclusion and just typed in whatever their little troll comment was and run along to the next thing. But you gotta expect that kind of BS anyways. Now, that brings me to one point that I would like, Anthony, how do you get to the point where you throw yourself out there? A lot of people don't want the attention. A lot of people don't have the bravery to be that guy. I do it. A lot of other people do it. What motivated you to throw yourself out there?
My sister brought something up to me. My uncle taught me how to fish, right? At the same exact age, I was teaching my nephew how to fish. And he's so nice, you know, he don't see color, just like a lot of kids and teenagers, to be absolutely honest. A lot of this stuff that when people are seeing color and being racist, it's this boomer mentality. I'm gonna be absolutely real, because those are the only people that bother me. I'm not just saying the only people that's bold enough to say something are white male and white female.
Yeah, so just because they didn't say anything doesn't mean they're not thinking it.
Right, exactly, because I met plenty of black boomers that says crazy racist stuff to me. All people are white devils. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not a black activist. I promise you I'm not. My best friend is white. Matter of fact, two of my best friends. I have a best friend that's a male and a best friend that's a female. Both of them are white. Because we're people and I love them. They got my back. I got their back. We'll be friends to the end. We knew each other for about 15 years. Right? And so when people be like, oh yeah, black power and all this and all that, or and some people white power, I be getting hate messages and stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm really just a fisherman trying to show you guys what's happening in the world. So I brought this up because my nephew is a young, very, very cool black man, obviously, and he's 10, and my sister's husband is white, and so like I say, he don't see color, and he goes fishing with me. I was just thinking, like, man, if someone came out here and bother him, I mean, he's like 4 foot or something like that, and bother him, it will make me so mad. So somebody that's bold and that has a voice like I do, you know, I'm not afraid to be on the camera. I've been on the camera plenty of times when I have my championship track team, you know, the news and things like that, and movies and TV shows. So because I have a voice, I think it's my responsibility to talk about the situation and talk about, talk for the people that can't speak up for themselves.
Fair enough. I actually like that. I didn't see that coming that way. So that thought comes to you organically as you move through your day, and it just lands on you. I would have expected that you've dealt with this so many times before that you would have saw this coming. Because it seems like there's always one knucklehead in there, no matter what. You know, and I don't even think it really matters as racism anymore. Because I mean, like, if I don't like girls named Jenny, right? This bitch was crazy as hell. I ain't dealing with no more Jens. I just done. I did it twice. I ain't doing it again. That ain't sexist, right? It just my mind. I've dealt with it enough times. I don't know, but yeah, definitely the older generation has no problem throwing it out there. They got nothing to lose. When you're a crazy old man, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do to me?
Right.
You know what I mean? So people don't care anymore, and they got all their preconceived Karens. They got all their preconceived black dude, Jennies. They got all their. You ain't changing their mind, man. Even if you prove them wrong, you ain't changing their mind. Do you know what I'm saying? Because another thing I've learned too is you could learn a lie, but for me to tell you and make you unlearn that lie is nearly impossible.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Once you believe that, that's a part of who you are. Taking that away or unlearning it or unraveling the part of you that's intertwined with that lie, you're like, screw it, I'll just live with the lie and we're gonna move on. I'm not giving it up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's going to be a part of your persona, even your ego sometimes, that won't let go of it. So, I don't even know. Yeah, race is a wild thing. Isn't it a wild thing? Race is just a wild thing. Because I don't see why it even matters. For me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're due, man. Because we all start going into a famine, or we're at a war here. Do you really think I'm going to care that you're black?
Right, Civil War, right?
That stuff's not going to matter at all. None of that's going to matter. Can you defend me when we're, you know what I'm saying? Can I trust you? Can we get through the fire together is all that's going to really matter, man.
That's how I became best friends with my white best friend, Elijah. And I'm saying white because I'm letting you know he's white. So I don't say, hey, you guys, this is my white best friend. This is my best friend. So his name is Catfish. I called him Catfish because first time I met him, somebody threw him on me, some big, tall black guy that was the RA or whatever at the college we was at. And he's like, dude, this guy talks a lot, man. Here, boom. And he just threw him at me. He likes to fish. And then I'm like, man, what you like to fish for? Well, I like to fish for catfish. And man, I'm from down Dallas, Georgia. Man, we have a good time up there. And, you know, talking to how you talk. And I'm just like, this dude is funky. He's not scared of me. He's just talking to me like a regular person. And he's like 18 years old. And I'm like 26. And I'm like, I like this guy. So we went to the club one time and a lot of black people there. We in Columbus, Georgia at the time, a whole lot of black people. I think literally he was the only white person there. And it's a big old line. I go to the front of the line. I'm kind of fresh out of California, so I'm still a little hot-headed. We get there, I'm like, hey, we're about to get in the club. Okay, cool. The guy that invited us let me in, and they don't let him in. I'm like, why y'all not letting him in? Oh, it's 21 and up. You didn't say that when you gave me the flyer, and so I'm getting all up on this guy, right? So he sees that I'm getting on him, so he's trying to have my back, but you can't do that when you're the only white guy. There's a bunch of black people. So I'm like, yeah, I'm cussing at the dude, and dude is respecting me like, okay, like we'll figure this out. And then you hear him in the back, yeah, and you said you're gonna do this, and you didn't do it. I'm like, man, a mob of black guys went around and just licking their chops. Like, ooh, we about to go ahead and jump them. And I'm sitting there, and he told me later on that he was scared for his life. I didn't know that, but I knew him by then. So I knew he had a gun on him, he had a knife on him, and I was like, these people are about to be taken out. I said, I felt sorry for them because they didn't know what was gonna happen. I was gonna take out about 5 and he was gonna take out the rest, right? But he told me, he said, I was scared for my life, but I know that one rule, you go somewhere with somebody, you leave there with them. If you know, fight. Then we get in the fight, and I was like, man, he's like honorary my best friend after
I would
that.
say that's my dude right there. That's my dude. Ride or die. Let's do it.
Right.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you. Every time I went with another black dude to a club, it always worked out better. When you got a black and a white dude together, come on, you pull more chicks. You know you're pulling more chicks.
Oh my gosh, he
Right?
got
It
more
works out
girls
well.
than
It
me.
works out really well.
He got more. What's crazy is that he's married now. In this case, his wife or his ex-wife. It's funny because both his wives are black. But so right, and one's like literally from Africa, Nigeria. Crazy. So when I go to his clubs in his town, which is, you know, more white people and stuff in Dallas, Georgia, I get all the girls. I get the white girls. They don't even pay any attention to him. They just like something different, right? When he's down here in Columbus, he is cleaning up shop.
Love it. I love it. Yeah, that's
dude,
great, man.
all the girls I ever wanted, like, oh man, she's thick, dang, she look good. He goes to them with the same line. Hey, baby, you ever dance with a white boy? And they just start dancing, I'm having fun and stuff. I'm like, that's not fair. That's not fair. So yeah, when we go out, we definitely clean up.
Yeah. I had a Haitian buddy, and me and him, it was a lot of fun, man. It just steps up the game. Not only that, but once someone else does pretty good, man, I gotta do this. Because my cousin was terrible. I had a cousin, you know, do wild shit, man. We had a game. It was I'm not leaving. You get to the club at the end of the night, and you're sitting at the bar and you're drinking, and they're like last call. So you get as many drinks as you can at last call. And when they say we're closing up shop, you gotta leave, that's when the game begins. I'm not leaving.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
That's
y'all,
crazy.
y'all
Yeah, my cousin was over the top, man.
I would have loved to hang with y'all, man. I love doing crazy stuff like that. Like, you know, it's that taboo stuff that you kind of like, right? Like, you aren't supposed to do it, but you do it anyways, a little bit, just see how far you can go. Except with fishing, because it's peaceful. So I hate being a stereotypical black guy. I really do, right? But when I'm fishing by myself, no one ever bothers me. Let me tell you why. When I fish with someone else, because they're from the South, or I'm assuming how they grew up, their culture, or whatever it is, black or white, they're so nice to people when they come by. That, hey, how you doing? Hey, I'm doing good. How about my name's such and such? I'm like, oh my God, don't talk to them, because that's the bait. See, we're fishing, but they're fishing as well. They're trying to throw out the bait and the hook, like, okay, we reel it in. We'll act like we're nice at first, but right when we got you, guess what's gonna happen? We're gonna interrogate the hell out of you. Oh, so what you doing here? You don't live here. Where you live? Where's your ID? What's your name? What's your street address? And I'm like, are you the undercover cop? You are asking me personal questions. So because I experienced that before, I tell all my friends when I invite them to go fishing, don't talk. But they don't care because they're from out here, so they're gonna talk anyways. I can't help it. I can't help it, Tony. I gotta be nice to people. I'm like, look, be nice by acting like a stereotypical black guy. So this is what I do. This is why they don't bother me usually when I'm by myself. I'm fishing, someone come by, turn around, go back fishing. They don't say nothing. They just keep going. And it's cool. I have to be a little mean to have peace. If I'm not mean, if I turn around like, oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, yeah, I'm doing good. They'll come down. So where do you live? And it's like, oh my gosh. So I won't have the headache. I have to be a stereotypical black guy and look mean, like, you know, do my Ice Cube look or whatever, and then they leave me alone. But
the beard steps it up a notch. I'm not gonna lie to you too. When you get that mean mug, yeah, you mean mug. Should have someone with that, yeah. But I find that being honest is the better policy, anyways. You try to put on airs and make you look like you're all happy and you want to talk. You're just lying to yourself, man.
Right. And I know you've seen the first video. I hate it because she's smiling the whole time, but you know her intent. It's disgusting to me.
Well, she had that conversation 3 times before she got brave enough to come over and confront you.
Right, like she knew what was
This is not a spontaneous movement. She talked to her husband, she talked to her neighbor, she got a consensus that she was in the right to go interrogate you, and then she got the bravery to do it.
And then she came back twice after that, brought her phone out. So some people are like, man, why you gotta Gofundme? I don't have that much money. Told you, I'm an upcoming actor. I'm not an actor. Like, I literally, sometimes on jobs, I'll drive, to Atlanta from Noonan, and I will make $88. literally for a job.
Yeah, but
And that's
you
once
don't
out of the
know.
week.
Just like this podcast, I don't know who's listening. And someday there might be somebody that needs somebody to do some TV or radio host. And all of a sudden, now I'm Larry King, and I just got thrown into that position. Do you know what I'm saying? No, you just don't know who's paying attention. So even though you only made $88, I'm proud of you for being out there. The guy that's out there is going to be the guy that gets the. You can't catch a fish without putting your line out.
Absolutely. My uncle said it all the time. Like, hey, man, you down there playing with that fish, trying not to get poked by the fish. Guess what? How you'll catch a fish with your bait not in the line?
No, man. That's for real. That's the real deal, though. Without a doubt. But yeah,
I hope you do get your gig because you got a good voice, good demeanor, and you got a good look, man. So I hope Larry King or anybody, somebody gets you.
When I first started, I was watching Larry King, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to do just like this cat does. And I'm looking at like old '80s footage, and I'm like, this is wild. This is the wildest thing I've ever seen. And he looked goofy as shit. I'm like, how is this scrawny, goofy looking dude? And
right.
He had a gorgeous wife at the end, man. He did his thing. Yeah, money talks.
That's why he had a gorgeous wife. It wasn't because of his looks.
Obviously.
Let's just be honest. Let's be honest.
But yeah, I love the fact that you're chasing it in your 30s because one of my favorite actors, Steve Harvey, he didn't make it right away, man. That took a long time for that dude. It took him a long time. And that was he was in a humble spot. That dude had nothing at one point.
Same thing with Bernie Mac.
I didn't know that Bernie Mac was in the same spot.
Bernie Mac was a mailman. He was a mailman.
That's a federal job. It's a federal job. You're not starving. You're not living out of your car.
Right.
Steve Harvey was living in his car. That cat was going meal to meal, trying to do jokes, and he finally got a break. Like you said, you get $88. It ain't about the $88. It ain't about that. It's about I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm gonna throw that line out again. Eventually, something's gonna bite that hook.
The experience and the exposure. But I'll tell you, when he was starving, he was definitely feeding that mustache because that thing looked like a caterpillar. It is huge. I don't care what he say. So let me tell you something about humble beginnings. When I first moved out here, talking about in Georgia in general, I lived in a place called Phoenix City. And in one weekend span, I lost my job. My car stopped working. Someone stole my wallet. I had no food stamps. And the family I did have out here, we was upset with each other, so they kind of forsook me. I had nothing. So literally, because people ask me all the time, like, every time you go fishing, you catch fish. Is there every time you don't catch fish? No, that's impossible. No matter where I go, I'm going to catch fish. Because at one point, that's literally how I live. Like I said, I had no food stamps, I had no help. I can go to the government center. I didn't know anything about the bus route or runs or any of that out here, right? And I lived in Alabama. My family was in Georgia. So, and I was very, very, what's that called? Prideful. That's how my dad brought me up. He's 5'4", black belt in karate, Napoleon complex. I never asked him for a dime ever in my life. Even though I went to 3 colleges, still never asked him for a dime. He proud of me for going to college and stuff, but I never asked him for a dime. I owed the government like $90,000. But that's how we are. So when I was hungry and stuff like that, I didn't ask anybody for any help. So I went fishing every day until I just got it down to a T. Like, I know how to fish with this, fish with that. I know, when they're gonna be in the shade, when they're not gonna be in the shade, how to fish a river, how to fish a lake, a pond. So I know how to do all that. So fishing for me is never gonna go away. I'm always gonna find a way to fish. So that's another reason why it disturbs me that in my residence, I can't fish there anymore, pretty much. I have to fish in a different spot.
So the starving artist, I think that is one of the greatest places you could possibly be. I know the Bible talks about being in the fire or whatever it be. And, your mind is capable of creating almost anything. If you think about it, everything we have was created from nothing. It was just in someone's mind, and then there it came from nothing. Someone said, I want this, and they made it happen. And when you're starving, you're forced to stop using your brain for dumb stuff, and you're forced to actually fix a problem. There's no better place to be in your life than on the verge of starvation, man. Like you said, I know where to catch that fish. I know when it's cold, when the shade. I know if I go on the left side of the bank, when it's moving too fast. You know it all, because you ain't going hungry tonight when you know you got a worm on that hook. You're not going hungry tonight. I'm going to find a way to catch that fish. I find our minds to be the most amazing thing on the planet. I think human beings, I think it's almost proof that God exists, to be honest with you. It's almost as if the brain itself is a machine designed to observe the natural world that God created. How could you observe what God, what is out here and trust your mind if it wasn't created by the Creator itself?
Right. And it's trippy because like some people always try to separate logic from the Bible or science from the Bible. I love logic.
Yeah.
I love logic and I love science. It all makes sense to me. Why can't you just say God created logic and science? It don't have to be a separate thing. And some people are like, oh, well, what about the Big Bang? Why? Well, some people believe like, oh, God created the world in 7 days or whatever, or rest of the 7th day created in 6 days. Some people say, well, I believe in the Big Bang. Why can't it be both? Why can't the Big Bang be those 6 days when he created?
Yeah, I don't know why it has to be. It's almost as if they need an excuse to not believe anymore. I think that's why they argue. Because I notice I don't watch the news at all. I never watch the news at all. Well,
neither.
Okay, well, Anthony. Okay, so here's how it played out for me. Right, a couple years ago, I was sitting at Thanksgiving, or no, was it Easter? I think it was Easter, and I found myself arguing with my aunt and uncle over shit that didn't matter about someone else's opinion that I was regurgitating for an argument for what? So I'm gonna have a fight with my family over something that doesn't even matter. I was like, nah, that doesn't make no sense. I don't want to be all stressed out all the time over things you can't change. I can't change your emails. I can't change if you're stealing, lying. How am I gonna change it? I'm gonna go to the White House and kill you? There's nothing I can do to justify all that stress. So I'm like, you know what? I don't care about killer bees. I don't care about none of it. Done. And it's been a couple of years now, man. I think I'm better for it, to be honest with you. And if it's something really profound and it's actually really news and it's not just 24-hour clickbait, it'll come up again in conversation somewhere. I'll hear it. I'll hear it. But yeah, I don't mess with that. But
yeah, we got a similar mindset. We definitely got a similar mindset. Like for me, some people argue about certain scriptures in the Bible, and then my mind, the first thing I always say is, this an essential? I have a category. Is this an essential or non-essential? Like, is this gonna stop me from going to heaven? If it's not, I don't care. Like, did Jesus have a wife? Well, man, he had a wife, but nobody knows. Did Jesus have sex? I'm like, who cares? Who cares if I believe that he did? Is that gonna stop me from going to heaven? If I believe that he didn't, is that gonna stop me from going to heaven? It's not. I don't want to argue with it. Whatever. Let's go on to something else. Let's try to make some money.
You start going down these weird rabbit holes. You start going down these weird rabbit holes, and there's 6,000 different realities, and none of them really count. So yeah, I agree. I try not to play that game either, because the little things are what matter, and then the big things kind of take care of themselves. And if you're so hyper focused on stuff that's not in front of you, do you know what I mean? People are like, oh, I want to fix the climate. I'm all for fixing the climate. I'm all for keeping the water clean. All that's great, but is your house in order? Is your dishes done?
That's first.
So you're 20 years old. Now there's how many miles of road and how many miles of cables on those telephone poles? You're gonna fix everything, and you haven't cleaned your room yet.
Right.
Well, think about this. Think about the arrogance of that. These men died knowing they were never gonna reap the benefits. You think those guys at the Hoover Dam really reap the benefits that me and you reap today because of all the things we have in our infrastructure? Those dudes are all dead. These roads are all 100 years old. All these dudes are dead. We get food to our grocery store, and I'll be honest with you, I'll even go even further. The people that should be grateful are at least grateful for all the hard work that's before them and everything like that. And some people should just learn to tip the hat a little bit once in a while and have a little respect for people that are older than them, and realize how much we have to be thankful for, and slow down for a minute, because shit can get loose real quick. Things can get wild real quick, and I don't know, man. I've seen enough in 45 years to know that we're all kind of squishy, man, and everything's real easy. I've never seen adversity, not real adversity. Yeah, you came close to maybe being hungry for a couple days, but you can go weeks without eating if it was absolutely necessary.
If it was necessary.
Yeah, man. If you had to, you could. It's not like you can't do it.
Yeah, I do this fasting thing, and people always find it intriguing. I got a list of 20 different things I fast from. So, you know, kind of, it makes you strong. So one week I'll go no meat. Next week, no bread. You was cursing on here, so I'm somebody can say stuff. 1 week, no Pornhub. You know, 1 week, no girls, no sex. No, you know, and so things that my body naturally crave, I withdraw from it for a week and then go to the next one. I do this for the entire year except during the summer. And I'll do like slush, anything I can bring through a straw for a week, I can have it, but no food. So the furthest I ever went without food or water was 3 days.
Oh, that's a lot.
So I try to
water's wild. You went without any liquids.
Yeah. Yeah, your mind is stronger than what people think. I know a lot of people, oh, that's unhealthy and that's this and that. And I know, to each their own. Even my own dad, and he's a minister, was trying to stop me from like, well, I'm a minister. I don't do stuff like that. Well, that's you. I have my own different type of connection with God and with myself. I know what I can and cannot do. And then, you know, if I die from it, hey, it was meant to be. Okay, whatever. Yeah. But guess what?
You're not getting out of this alive anyways.
Right. I'm just trying to be 100 in everything I do. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to be the best at it. That's why I was All-State, All-League. That's why I was nominated for Teacher of the Year. That's why we won regionals twice in track. That's why when I go fishing, everybody's like, dude, you are it. Like you it's funny because some people leave comments like, dude, you just want to do carrying clickbait. I'm like, dude, all you got to do is look at all my past videos. This is recent. Only carrying clickbait that's been on there has been on there for probably like a week or two.
Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it was a bad idea to put it out there anyways. It's got a lot of attention. It gets a lot of traction. You get a lot of comments. It wasn't a bad idea, to be honest with you.
And now people are commenting on the fish I catch. Like, they're like, oh, man, you actually catch fish. I'm like, yes, this is what I do.
Anthony, I like it. I like it a lot.
If I catch fish and I catch Karens. You know, like, if you want to be ignorant, that's on you. And if you notice, every time I have my camera out, they still chose to say the ignorant stuff. I literally bring my camera out.
I'm telling you right now, that woman was planning on saying what she was going to say no matter what. If you told her you were a white dude and you unzipped yourself and became a white guy, she still would have said what she had to say. You unzipped yourself and you're a white woman with purple hair, she still was going to say what you had to say.
Absolutely, because she walked 100 to 200 feet. Like, I'm telling you, this what happened. I'll go on my live. I talk about this. I don't know if you're on my live or not, but this is the literal situation what happened. I'm there fishing with 2 black women who are studs, so they dress like me. So, you know, we look kind of intimidating, possibly a little bit. This lady drove past us, drove past the vehicles, stopped her car, drove backwards, got out her car, looked at the vehicles, walked 100 to 200 feet to us with a fake smile, said, hi, how you guys doing? Do you live here? The second thing out of her mouth. Hi, how you guys doing? Oh, we good. Do you live here? Oh my gosh. Hello. Hi. I already knew. I wasn't surprised. They were surprised. I already knew that was going to happen. That's why I turned my camera on. I'm a good people reader. I used to be a teacher, and I'm from the hood, and I'm an actor. I see people, I talk to people all day. I can read when someone's agenda is not there. I mean, their approach is not what I think it should be. And so she's walking, I'm like, all right, I'm about to turn my camera on. So the police told me to turn my camera on in the first place. The first time it happened, when the police came, I said, how can I stop this? Have some evidence next time. That's literally the only reason why I record. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be juicy. Before I had over 80,000 followers on my TikTok, I had, I think, 800 followers before that video. But if you look before all that, I'm always recording everything. So I'm good. So I'm recording her and I'm calm. And while she's smiling, she's like, all right, well, if you're not a resident here, then you don't supposed to be fishing here. And so I'm going to get your license and then I'm going to send it to the proper authorities. And the whole time she's smiling. And then she say, I see you recording. She contradicts herself. I see you recording. Thank you. I'm not giving you permission to record. Like I'm in her house or something. Like, what? You're not giving me permission to record myself for my safety? How entitled do you think you are? I'm not giving you permission to record in my community in this open space. Like, she thinks she owns the water and the air.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And so, It's,
But
it's,
yeah,
it's
I'll
trippy.
be honest with you. People need to realize you had tons of content before all this went down. Because I remember I went through and I saw you had one guy. He's trying to get the fish off the hook, slides in the mud, almost lands in an alligator's mouth. I'm like, what? I was like, I had to watch that twice. I was like, how did he get in that precarious situation
That is hilarious.
fast? Yeah, it was funny.
That is hilarious.
And then you had another dude. There was this white dude with a snapping turtle, and he's got this big old snapping turtle. I'm like, man, I've seen those things before. Those things are like alligators. And you
That's
don't-
catfish. That's my best friend right there.
That's your dude. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's my guy.
He's a wild cat, because I'm not going to lie to you. I messed with one of those one time. I didn't get any closer than a 5-gallon bucket and a stick.
Dude, and he's like, and every time he casts one, he's like, come over here and help me. I'm like, dude, I'm not from the South. I don't want my hands nowhere near that mouth. This dude is so
Crazy.
He tackle deers and break deers' neck. Like, he do crazy stuff. Like he'll eat roadkill.
Oh, and hold on. A fresh deer hit by a car, you just cut out the meat that got hit, and everything else is good to go.
Apparently, that's the thing. That's what
New
he told me.
England, you call the cops, and they'll give you a tag. They'll give you a tag, and that's it. That deer is yours, man.
I didn't know that was a thing. I'm like, dude, no, please don't mess with that. I'm like, man, I would never eat roadkill. That's what I said.
Well, they
The
won't
man
let you.
last
They
time-
won't let you. I live in Texas now. They won't let you touch it.
Okay.
I don't know if the rednecks are using their cars as weapons. I don't know.
So,
Blew my mind. I
told
was like,
me-
you're gonna waste that meat? I was like, you're gonna waste that whole damn deer.
That's
100
exactly
pounds
how
of
he
meat. That's
feels.
100 pounds of meat.
he can literally skin a deer in less than 5 minutes.
Really? Yeah, that's pretty.
I'm so serious.
I'd like to see that. You
I
might
seen
want
him
to
do it.
You might want to put that on film, bro.
Oh yeah, I should, but he don't like to do it no more because he says it's too peaceful. Like, he said, he just got sit there all day. He said that's why he get roadkill. Because who wants to sit hot, quiet? You can't drink, you can't smoke because the deer gonna smell it. And so he just explained this whole thing how he don't want to take me to hunt for a deer. 'Cause I never hunted for anything except fish ever in my life. And he's the first person to show me how to use a gun like properly. You know what I'm saying? Like how to hunt. So
That's important, Anthony. I think every man on earth, once he turns 13, should be as self-reliant as humanly possible. And there is nothing on earth that will put you as equal to everybody else as than a gun. You live in America, man. It's one of the last
Right.
places on earth
Oh.
where you have the right to that, man. I live
So
in
let me-
Texas. Do you know what the rules are in Texas? Black or white? Do you know what the rules are?
stand your ground.
Well, yeah, besides that. But to own a gun,
Do you own a gun? Oh.
Well, no, I'm saying what the rules are in Texas to own a gun. Do you know what the rules are? Doesn't
What
matter
is it?
what. You gotta have a valid driver's license.
That's it.
That's it, man.
How is the violence in Texas?
Well, I'll tell you what. No one talks too much shit to even old ladies because guess what? She might be packing.
Right. So let
Everybody's
me
a
tell
little
you
more
this.
polite, a little bit more polite, and we know everybody's self-reliant.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so, I was telling my friend, I have a theory, and you know, I was a history teacher, so I do a little research and stuff, right? California, you can't walk around with a gun at all. You go to jail, and you can't have it in a holster, nothing. The only time you can have a gun is in your house, and you have to be registered for it. No one can just have a gun in their house, right? You get caught, you go to jail. So out here, the first time I came out here, I didn't know that. You know, I'm ignorant. I'm straight from the hood. I don't know nothing. No college, no nothing, right? And had a horrible school. The city I went, school I went to, Vallejo, was the first city in the United States to go bankrupt. So we had bad teachers, and we had, we didn't have a lot of police in patrol. I only see the globe like one time in my life when I was in high school, and that was when I was when I was a freshman. So I don't know anything, right? And so I come out here, and then I go to Walmart, and this a white man has a gun, and I see it in his holster. And so because I'm from where I'm from, I associate guns with death. Anytime I seen a gun back home, someone was shooting somebody. So right when I seen that, I left my cart and went straight to the parking lot. Stood out there. I could have sworn the police would be called. I thought he was gonna shoot the place. I thought he was gonna rob somebody. Come to find out, there's other people carrying their guns. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on out here, right? So the reason why I bring that up is because in California, I've never been bothered while I was fishing, ever. And I think the reason why is because people don't tote around guns like that. They're not that bold. Out there, you're gonna have to fight with these hands. You're gonna have to fight with these hands. You don't have a gun to back you up. So people are less reluctant to just approach somebody like, hey, do you live here? Or No, you know what? That's none of my business. There's a lot of gang violence out here. I'm gonna leave that person alone. But because we're in the South, everybody's equal, like you said. You got a gun, I got a gun.
Anthony, you're
got
equal.
a gun.
Yeah. They don't care that you're black. You're equal. Yeah.
They don't care, so they just like, okay, well, I'm gonna just talk to him, or I'm gonna talk to her, or whoever I want. Because when it comes down to it, if they bring out their gun, I got mine too. But like I said, back in California though, ain't none of that, because you're gonna have to use these. Old, young.
I noticed that too, and that's another thing I want to bring up with the trolls, man. Is you can talk a lot of shit online, right?
Yeah.
But there's an element of violence. If me and you are standing face to face, I shake your hand, and we're standing 3 feet from each other, I start saying some wild shit, we could be going to fists real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you're about it or not. I can look in your eyes and I can pretty much tell if you're about it or not. But what if, you know what I mean? Game. So, yeah. So, I know that I gotta at least keep this cordial enough where this doesn't get out of control unless I'm ready to get out of control.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas there's places that I think women live in like a fantasy world too. So you got these Karens, right? Well, come on. Once you take the violence off the table, now I can say wild shit to you. You can't hit me. So women kind of live in that fantasy world, right? That little old lady knows you ain't gonna hit her. She can say some off the chain shit and she knows you ain't gonna hit her.
Just imagine the stuff that I have heard from people that I did not get on camera. Remember, I had to be bold enough to get it on camera this time. But this happened plenty of times before that.
I don't know. But yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why we've done so well in America itself. We had a lot of kinks we needed to work out. I know there was some oppression. I know there's some BS. I know that we didn't get it all right immediately. But as we evolved, we didn't fall apart. Most constitutional republics fall apart in just a few years. They fall apart really quick. So as we evolved, and we went through some shit. It was no joke to go through the Civil War. It was no joke to go through the War of 1812 or even World War I or World War II. Think about this. We literally saved the whole world from the idiots that couldn't handle it, and they gave it back to them, and then we did it again. The whole world. We did that twice.
Right.
We did it with a bunch of farm boys and a bunch of New York City guys and LA dudes. We found a bunch of people that had no business being in France, going to France twice. So, we went through a lot, and we worked through a lot. I think we've come close to perfecting it. I think we swung the pendulum a little too far. People are so depressed that they're literally suicidal because they have nothing to do with themselves. There's no struggle left. No one has any has that moment, that Anthony moment where shit, I'm gonna have to learn how to fish a little bit better, or I'm going hungry tonight, and I may not be doing nothing but thinking about food tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I think that another thing you brought up, the depressions used to put us in that place. You know, you had every man, what was it, 75 years ago, 60 years ago? Every man knew how to fix their car. Every man knew how to fix their house. Every man knew how to take care of everything around them, and they worked a 40-hour week. You know why? Because I went through the bread line. I went through that depression. I'm gonna straighten out that nail. I'm gonna pay cash for my car. That shit ain't never gonna happen to me again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that was a good thing. I think those depressions were kind of good. People weren't dying. It's a little humiliating waiting the bread line, but you ain't dying. And once you get to that point where every 50 years you know you're gonna have to reset, you're gonna have to starve a little, you put yourself in a position where you don't make those mistakes. And there's guys now depressed, jerking off, playing video games, eating Doritos, looking like a fucking mess, looking like a straight mess, got nothing going on in their lives, and they're killing themselves. That's a legit option for some of these kids, especially younger men.
Yeah.
It's crazy talk. In my mind, that's absolutely insane. You gotta find a struggle. I don't care if it's videotaping a Karen because she won't give you some peace and quiet. There's gotta be some struggle in there. I don't know if it's like you're doing teacher stuff. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna bend the rules. I'm gonna test the waters. I'm gonna push a little further. What are you gonna do? Fire me? What are you gonna do? You know, I want to make sure. Yeah, you're right. And I think that we're losing that really fast, man. And we're gonna end up losing the guns. We're gonna end up losing everything. And then all of a sudden, that boundary that keeps us cordial and polite will disappear. And then we can bring a little hell here. We've seen it in history before, and America has a chance not to do that. And I think that's one of the things I focus on, why people are so out there and being able to be bold and stuff is, if we don't fix some of this stuff, we're gonna have problems later.
I did an interview with a young man the other day that was in Ohio. He's only 15 years old, man. Guy is smart. And we were talking about how, what I want to do now. And I told him the truth, and he was surprised. I said, I want to talk to the lady. I really do. I want to talk to the lady. I want to talk to the president of HOA. I want to talk to anybody that has a different opinion of mine and see why they think the way they think. If we're trying to have a solution, if we're not trying to get some type of solution, I don't care. Because I don't argue just to argue. I argue and talk so we could try to get a solution. So I'm down to think, to talk to her like, hey, what made you think that was okay? Like this, it reminded me of Friday. You ever seen the movie Friday? Ice Cube.
Love that movie. Are you kidding me, bro?
You remember what happened, right? Man, who gets fired on their day off, man? Karen Petty gets fired on her day off, man. It was her day off, but she chose to come back 3 times instead of go home and stretch and feed her dog or eat yogurt or what the hell she was gonna do. She chose to bother some people and it had nothing to do with her. And some people are like, man, you got that lady fired. I didn't get nobody fired. Like I said, you see all my other videos, all I do is post videos of me of fishing and what I'm doing. And whatever other people choose to do after that, I didn't call her company. Someone else found out her name. I don't know what her name was. If I wanted to get her fired, you know what I would have did? Because I got this on camera? Her license plate. She got our license plate on camera, so I got hers. If I wanted to get her fired, I would have posted a video of that. And then somebody would have found out what's her name and where she worked and all that stuff. But I didn't do that. I said, I'm not petty like that. I'm like, whatever. Yeah. I don't care. I'll just keep that in my archives. And some other stuff I didn't get on camera that I could have got. I'm like, I'm not gonna do all that, whatever. I'm gonna just have this just in case the police ask me, well, who is she? What does she look like? All right, this is her car, this is her VIN number, or her license plate or her tag, whatever. So that's the only reason I had that information. But it happens to me so many times. Let me tell you, if you don't mind, the first time this happened, I was with my friend Catfish, the one playing with the turtle. He's on the right side of me. There's 2 guys on the left side of me, 2 white guys. I don't know them, a little bit younger than me. I don't know them. We out there having a good old time, catching fish, having fun, not loud or whatever. This guy walks by them, comes to me. Where you from? You don't supposed to fish over here. You don't live here. White guy with a big, long, like I said, there's so many people that's stuck in a big, curly little mustache thingy, just looking all gritty with his nasty looking dog with him. I guess he's trying to intimidate me, but nobody could intimidate me. I've been through too much. Nobody could intimidate me. And then so I was actually kind of nicer at that time. Oh, I live around the corner. Oh, you do? What's your name? What's your name? My name's such. Okay, cool. What street you live on? What's your address? What? Well, I'm from, you won't tell anybody. Like I said, I'm kind of incognito. You don't tell nobody where you live, so people show up and they could do anything. They're crazy. So my friend, who's, I guess you might be used to conversations like that. Well, he live on what? I said, don't tell him where I live, bro. Absolutely not. He look like he crazy. No, don't tell him where I live. Just know that I live in this neighborhood. My name is such. That's all you need to know. Dude kept going at it, and finally my friend got upset and said, hey man, I know you bothering him because he black and you racist. Stop doing that. You didn't approach me, you didn't approach them because we're white. And guess what? He lives here and he invited me. Okay. Dude got upset, stayed there for about 10 more minutes and still called the police. Left. Before the police came, the 2 white guys that was on the side of me came and said, hey man, we've been fishing here for about 7 years. We don't live in this neighborhood. But guess what? We're gonna go down there, find an address, and just say that you are a guest. I thought that was so cool. I thought that was so cool and so nice. But when you think about it, the undertone is that they still didn't believe I lived there either.
Yeah, but they weren't trying to be racist. They weren't looking at it that way. They were just trying to solve the problem.
Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah. I grew up in New England, so I know what you're talking about, where you don't tell people where you live. Dude, I grew up in a small city where I didn't even know my neighbor's last name. I was trying to get a job, and it was a federal job, and they were like asking all these questions about your neighbor. numbers and all kinds of background check stuff. I was like, I don't know Don. I lived next to Don for 15 years. His name was Don. We never talked ever.
Right.
That was it. That was the end of the conversation.
Right.
So I'm trying to like figure out who this dude is, Don, what, and I forgot the address. I had to go on Google Maps and look at the freaking house.
Oh my God.
Because yeah, you're trying to get, you're trying to get all this background check done, and people don't realize you grow up in a certain area. Some people don't talk to each other. Just because you live next to someone for years doesn't mean you're talking to them. That dude doesn't want to say shit. I ain't gonna stir that up. I gotta live next to this cat.
Right.
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah. So I get where you're coming from on that, man. I don't want to be telling people where I live. I actually, even on social media, I took some of my personal information off. Just
dude, some of the people, if you look at some of the comments, like some people, and even my DMs, people are asking me, like, and dude, where are you? We either black this and black that. Dude, we'll come over there. We'll have a barbecue and a fish fry. We'll be right there on the lake, man. We'll ride. We'll show them that we here to stay. And I was like, I don't want that trouble in my in my neighborhood. I mean, that sounds like a good time somewhere else. Like if y'all want to do that at a different park that's public and we have fun. But I understand the intent is like, we got your back. So I love the intent.
Which you need, man. You need that, man. Connections like that are important. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna invite a whole bunch of strangers and they end up finding out where I live. They might be crazy. You know what I'm saying? So
you don't know how loose it's gonna get. Yeah, you have no idea, man.
That's what it is. I'm not, like I said, this just happened overnight, so I'm not used to talking to people like that, and so I'm missing a lot of messages. I'm glad I got yours.
Yeah, man. I'll be honest with you. You gotta ride this wave as best you can. Do you got any cool stuff in the background that you can throw out there so you can keep that momentum going? Because a little bit of content goes a long way, man.
Yeah, so I still got some more videos that's coming out, and the ones I got coming out is gonna be juicy.
Nice, I like it.
It's gonna be. Make sure you watch it. Because everybody kept talking about, why don't you just talk to the president of the HOA? Why don't you just talk to the president of the HOA? I did, and I got him on camera.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay, so we're gonna get some conclusion here. Okay, I like that.
You're gonna get some conclusion here.
Yeah.
I got emails. I had a talk with him and his perspective on the matter, and I don't want to ruin it because it's so juicy.
Yeah, no. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to be a spoiler. No spoiler for you.
You want to see it because you'll be surprised. Like, did he really just say that? Like, just keep watching. So but like I said, I'm gonna just keep posting that content, and I've been in Black Panther, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm in the Blue Beetle that's coming out. I mean, they cloned Tyrone with Jamie Foxx. That just came out yesterday, I believe.
Love Jamie Foxx.
And yeah, Jamie Foxx, thank God he's still healthy, man. And
what do you mean? What was wrong with Jamie Foxx?
You never heard about that? Remember, he was in the hospital.
I don't watch the news, bro. I don't watch the news.
Oh my God. He was like in the hospital, like almost dying. Like I think they say he was in a coma.
What?
Yes.
Man, I've been watching this dude since him and Jim Carrey were together in with the Wayne brothers. What was it? What was that show?
In Living Color.
In Living Color, yeah, Jamie Brown.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Stop showing your age, man.
I used to watch that live when what's her name was still dancing there too. What was her name?
Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez, thank you.
Yeah, I'm showing my age too. But yeah, man. I'm in a couple of stuff, like 5 different Tyler Perry shows. But like I said, I'm just in the background. Like you see me walking in the background, not saying anything. So it's cool that I have those experiences with those people. But I'm looking for a speaker role. So somebody get in contact with me. Somebody. I'm good. I got it. It's just only started when COVID hit, so nobody knows who I am. But like I said, if you see everything else I do, I am a perfectionist. And I'm not gonna do something unless I'm good at it. And I'm getting there. I'm not the best, but I am getting there.
Yeah, but half the fun is the adventure. And I'll be honest with you, I seem to enjoy the adventure more than the end result, to be honest with you. As I get better at this. Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun.
People always try to like the end result. Oh, I can't wait till I get out of high school. Oh, I can't wait till I get out of college. Man, I can't wait till I own a home. Man, I can't wait till I get married. How about enjoy the process of what's happening so you can show other people how to do it?
Because there's a lot more in that moment than you realize. And you don't get it back. Time is a one-way street, man. You don't get that back.
it tripped me out because I was listening to some rich guy talking. He's talking about one of the most valuable things in the world is time, and I believe it. Absolutely believe it. When I got my car wreck, it's because I was working 12 to 14-hour days. I was a stand-in for Anthony Mackie, the guy that played Falcon in the Avenger movies, and then now he's the new Captain America, and he's black. So I was just stand-in, and I was just stand-in for a movie. I can't tell you it haven't came out yet, but I did that for about 2 weeks, and I got in a car wreck because I fell asleep at the wheel. And no one was hurt. It was a car that was parked on the highway, not even in the grass. It was on the street. And I ended up hitting that, totaled my car that I just paid for, 2017 Toyota Corolla. I just paid for the month before that. I didn't have to. I could have waited a year and some change. But I was like, you know what? I've been acting, Anthony Mackie. I got some money now. I'm paying this car off. Paid it off, ruined it. So now I'm driving a bucket. I just got that yesterday. All right, man. So some people have been getting on me a little bit. Some people who don't know me and talking about the GoFundMe. Okay, I have a GoFundMe, CashApp, and Venmo on my page. The reason why is because I actually need money. Okay, just like I said before, I am an aspiring actor. Okay, so because I'm an aspiring actor, that means I don't have money. I'm a starving actor. All right. Now I want to get rid of that starving part and that aspiring part. So if any of you know Tyler Perry or someone, tell them to holler at me because I'm ready, man. Go, throw that bait out there because I'm ready. All right. Now look, on the GoFundMe, I'm not just having this money to have it. Okay. I just got a car the other day. I didn't have a car for a whole half of a year because I wrecked it on my way to a job. I fell asleep at the wheel. No one was injured, so don't be worried about that. Okay. But look, the GoFundMe is gonna go for my GoPro. I need a GoPro, and you don't know what a GoPro is. It's basically a camera that fishermen use, okay? So the fishermen use a GoPro, and it's waterproof. You can turn it on with one hit of a button. So Karen came back twice, you guys. I didn't get to get that on footage because I was going live on my camera. It wasn't available. I couldn't do anything. I was fishing. If I had the GoPro, I could get what I'm doing while I'm fishing. I just turn around, I can get the Karens and the Kens and the police and all of them in one fell swoop, and then hopefully I will stop getting messages like, oh, you're baiting them. You'll see, no, the only thing I bait is my fishing line. I never bait the Karens. I never bait, but trust me, a man like me, a black man like me, don't ever want to bait the police. And that's why my sisters was mad when they found this out. They was like, dude, they don't understand, like, they're being Karens and being annoying and stuff, right? But that's bad for a black man. If you go on the internet, the news, you'll see there've been plenty of black men that was tasered, shot, beat on for less than what I'm doing, to be absolutely honest, okay? And I don't want to be one of them. Cop could have been in a bad mood. Hey, let me see your ID. Okay, let me show you my ID. Put your hands up. Don't move. What's in your pocket? Is that a weapon? It's very, very dangerous. So this is for all the Karens out there. Stop. Please stop doing that. It's so dangerous if you look a certain way, okay? So that's for my GoPro. Also, I need a boat. Why do I need a boat, you say? Because I want to get away from the Karens. I want to get away from the police. I want to be near them. One of my neighbors brought this up. He said, hey man, you can go on my kayak with me. I mean, you know anything about I think it's called a kayak. It's called a kayak, right? I'm black and we don't do kayaks. It's called a kayak.
Well, there's a couple versions, but yeah, one's a kayak, and that's a good fishing thing. A canoe is another good one.
All right, cool. So he said, you go on the kayak with me, we don't have to worry about the Karens to bother us. I'm like, okay. I was nice, like, yeah, but I really don't want to do that. Why? Because it's a small boat with two black guys. And I might be that typical black guy that don't want to be in the water and is forced to swim. All right, I'm just being real with you guys. So I want a boat with a motor and be safe. A lot of typical stuff I do definitely all day. The swimming, the watermelon, the chicken, liking the white girls, everything, man. Everything. I told you my best friend is a white girl. So, hey.
Anthony, anyway, no, I don't blame you. And I'll be honest with you, the GoPro has multiple values to you, and the boat does too. But the GoPro allows you to keep that phone available. So if you want to go live, it allows you to keep the phone available. So if you want to do something else or be able to video something else while you're still keeping that GoPro going. And like you said,
exactly.
The GoPro can go on a helmet, it can go on a hat, it can go on your chest, it can go on a stick, It's waterproof. There's so many. Yeah, there's so much to it. Yeah.
Oh, that would be clutch. It's hands free. That's what I love about it.
And if you got a small aluminum boat, you could probably set up a prop on your boat. You can bolt it right to the aluminum. And now you got a GoPro sitting there just facing you or whatever you want. Yeah, so there's a lot of options with that it would be stupid for you not to do if you had that available to you.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, seriously, because I've seen other videos and some people that have actually less followers than me, and they have all this cool special equipment. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, I want that.
But hold on, here's the deal though. I started off just making phone calls with this, and I'm already at a pretty high-end camera right now. I'm not using it right now, but I do have one right around the corner here that I gotta start playing with, because I'm slowly upgrading. But I started with just phone calls. There was no video. So, a GoPro would be perfect. You start getting enough where you start making money. Now you're investing in a return of investment there, where you're not wasting any of your money. You're just getting higher quality. But yeah, man, a small aluminum boat that you can put on top of a car. And they have small motors that you can take off the boat immediately. That you just put the back. Yeah. So you could go. You don't need a lot of money. You could probably do the whole setup for, I would assume, less than $1,000, especially with like Facebook Marketplace or some kind of tag selling site where you can find something used, because it doesn't have to be anything you found. I guarantee you can do it under a G.
Nice. I appreciate that. Yeah. And with the do you think the boat thing too?
I think you could get the boat, the motor, and the GoPro for under a G. Because what's the GoPro?
Okay.
GoPro's 300. I think the motor's like 300, because you get a real small little motor. That's one of those. It's like a motor stick. You literally just put it in the back.
The one that you
it'll fit right in your trunk of your car, man. And then a really small aluminum boat, looking max 2 dudes, and your tackle and stuff. I'd be shocked if you couldn't get it for almost nothing, to be honest with you.
Dude, that man saying all that, you can that's getting me excited right now.
How many dudes have a boat sitting in the back that used to be the first boat they used, and now they got a bigger one, and it's just been sitting behind the shed for years?
It's like when you get a TV and you put the better TV on the old big nasty TV.
Yes,
it's like one of those.
Yes. I'll even go back further. My parents had a VHS, not VHS. They had the 8-track / record player, and it was a big, gigantic piece of furniture, and we had the TV on top of that. That's how old I am, man.
Stacking, instead of just getting a bed frame, but stacking a mattress on top of another old mattress, or another old mattress and another old mattress.
My son's got his bed on the floor right now, man.
Welcome to my casa. And you bring a girl over, and she's like, look, don't worry about the motion in the ocean. You don't got to worry about how everything looks. Just worry about the motion in the ocean. I got to tell me, if I could throw out a rod, I could throw out my given one, okay? So don't worry anything about that.
Love it.
So
Anthony, I love it, man. But you got a good game plan, bro.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it. The last thing that I am going to purchase is some merch. I'm going to do some merchandise because people are loving the hat. The brim of the hat. Now this is one of my smaller ones, but I have a real big one, like a garden hat, and people are like, dude, you should try to do some merch with that. And then on the back says something like, Blackman Fishing, or leave me alone, I live here, or just stuff that's catchy that you put on the back of a shirt, back of a hat. And I know people would support that, because people are telling me right now, but I don't know anything about that. I don't know how to make no shirts, so I gotta go tell someone else to make some shirts for me, or hire someone to make some shirts, because I'm not creative like that. But
I'll
I'm
be honest with you. You got
it.
to go back on your content. You had really cool stuff. There was a couple things you said with the fish fry, and then there was one time, I don't know if you were with your sister or a friend or whatever, but you were making fun of her, one of her catfish she had, and you called it a long kitty. You got to come up with a catchy name like that, dude, and put a dumb little logo of fish, and that shit'll sell $1 million. It's got to be something. I'm telling you, man.
That's a lone kitty.
Yeah, that caught my attention. I wrote it down.
Dude, that's a lone kitty, and then have like a fish, and then have an arrow pointing down like this. Women would totally wear it.
Yes.
Oh, no, that's a wet kitty.
Woo! I'll buy one. I'll buy one.
Hey, we need to go in business with each other, brother. Come on. But yeah, so that pretty much sums everything up. That's what I'm doing with my Gofundme and my page. And to be honest, like I said, I'm really just speaking up for the small people, and I hope this hits home for a lot of people. And the videos I got coming up is the president of the HOA, me and him, we're talking, and amongst other stuff. And they actually sent out an email that talks about where we can and cannot fish. And so it's just funny. So now I'm looking at the bylaws and what was printed before. And people say, man, maybe you should look into this, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't feel comfortable fishing there anymore. I really don't. Because like I said, I don't know those people like that. Yeah, I've been there for 2 years, but I don't know. They've been there for like 10 to 15 years. They know each other. And they want to gang up and do something, there's really nothing I could do about it, to be absolutely honest.
I'll be honest with you, I agree with you. If 5 or 6 people really put their effort in, the odds of you winning, even if you did win, do you really want to stand there and have people like on you or waiting for you to make a mistake? Or
absolutely not.
Your registration's up for like 3 hours on your car. Got them. I got this. I got them. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, I know it's down the street, so it's convenient. I don't know, man. I don't know.
So convenient. I can walk there. It's so convenient. And did you see that carp I caught? And the cap is they get huge fish. They got huge fish in there. I love it, but it is what it is, brother. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is
we'll see.
Time will tell, man. We'll see how it plays out. If for nothing else, it's good content.
Absolutely. Nothing else is good content. Like I said, I'm not really seeking anything. I just want to speak up for people that can't speak up. Because like I said, me, myself, because I'm from the hood, I'm really a stay back type of person. Like, they doing what? Like, I'm the type of person, I see somebody fighting, and people are like, oh my God, somebody should help him or somebody should help her. I'm like, no, that ain't none of my business. You know, I'll walk away. I want the person to get help, but I don't know what happened before that. That person could have antagonized them. They could have slept with their husband. Anything could have happened. I'm like, I'm not about to jump in the middle of a fight. I'm just the type of person to stay out of people's business. So, but now that I'm out there, I really was praying and seeking God earlier today, and he was just like, embrace it. Embrace it. This is who you are. Let the people know who you are. Embrace it. You're a fisherman. You've been doing this ever since you were 8 years old. You know how to go out there. It's like, you know, hunt and gather. You're never going to starve. If we had Y2K, what we thought was going to happen in Y2K happened all over, and COVID and all that stuff, I would never starve because I know how to go get something to eat.
Yeah, I think everybody should be self-reliant to the very best of their, especially man. We have to be able to take care of ourselves. At the end of the day, no one's coming to save you.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's a wild world, and people don't realize that. All right, Anthony, I appreciate you, man. This was a great conversation, and I'm hoping to get this published by tonight.
Awesome. Hey, fishing lives matter, especially the colored ones, only because what's happening right now. But eventually, hopefully we could just leave it at that. Because, and someone said that to me too. I'm sorry to keep talking, but someone said that to me. They were like, hey man, you know, black fishing lives matter, but all fishing lives matter. And then when they said that, it reminded me of what this rapper said when they were doing the Black Lives Matter thing. He said all lives matter, and I totally agree. That's like, no, I agree with him, right? Because all lives do matter. But then he said, dude, you saying all lives matter is like a protest against my protest. We already know all lives matter. We already know all fishing lives matter, but we're emphasizing this specifically right now because it's happening so much. Yeah. And I can understand that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I understand what you're saying too. As long as there's an acknowledgement that we're all equal, then that's pretty much the most important aspect. And then when we see an injustice or an inconvenience. But yeah, the world's a crazy place, man. I could probably go down that rabbit hole all day, to be honest with you.
Don't do it. Don't do it. That rabbit hole is deep.
It is
We're
deep.
talking about aliens and everything.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't mind going down that rabbit hole either. But again, it's such a big one, I can't do it right now. I really want to be able to publish this. It's been 2 weeks since I put out a video, and I don't get paid if I don't put out at least two a month.
Oh yeah, and if you want to show me how to get paid doing stuff like this, do that too, man. Like I said, I just got a car last week. Like for real, just got a car that I still haven't paid off at all. It's like $1,500. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have that, but I'm trying to pay it off.
Well, okay. So from the way I see it, this is your episode 86. So I've talked to a lot of people, probably about 100 people to get to this point. A lot of guys, the best traction they find, and it depends on your niche. The best traction they find is on TikTok. That's how you get 100,000 people without putting a lot of effort. You just need one viral video that's 30 seconds long that really gets to 100,000 people. Those 100,000 people is what you translate into YouTube or Instagram or whatever you want. And the Reels now, you got the Reels on Instagram, you got the Reels on YouTube and stuff. So now you got a basic, like a TikTok version there too. So the goal is you try to get all those Reels and TikToks together to focus on either Spotify, because I do get paid on Spotify, YouTube. Long format is not easy. So you're looking a 15-minute video and then a bunch of shorts are where the money's at. Really. And they lowered their standard on YouTube too. So now all you need is 500 followers.
I had 100 followers 7 days ago. I just seen it. I like, congratulations, you had 100 followers. Today I got 1,000 and some followers on YouTube.
Oh, well, okay, so that was my point. So you use TikTok to get YouTube up to the point where you can make money. YouTube pays like TV. Now, if you wanted to be a sitcom star and make $1 million a year, YouTube's where it's at. You're not going to find that money anywhere else. YouTube is the modern day television.
All right.
Yeah.
I appreciate you putting me on game, man, because you didn't have to, but I appreciate that.
Oh, and anytime you have any questions, I'll be happy to try to help, because I'm still navigating it too, man. And the more you network, the better, and the more people you talk to, the better. And no one can replicate someone else's game, but you can learn something from the way they did it.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing I like about my game is that it's original. Like, I wasn't trying to like copy nobody or this person did this. Or, like, for example, I know. You ever heard of Jigging for Jordan? You can look him up later. Yeah. Jigging with Jordan. Okay. He has like 3 million followers on YouTube. Me and this guy went to college with each other. That's
another big one. You want to double your followers? Collaborate with someone that's at your level or higher. You collaborate. You can always collaborate with somebody. Yeah. I
messaged him today. He better message back, and he better act like he don't remember who I am, because he used to be a wild partying boy, right? And I got at him. I hope you don't get mad at me saying this, but he used to be a cheerleader, and so I remember that. And I don't see any photos of him in the cheerleading uniform in college. I'm like, oh, you want us to forget about that? Nah, I didn't forget about that.
Hell yeah, he wants you to forget about it. Hell yeah, he wants you to forget about it.
I ain't thinking about none of that, man. So anyways, man, he got GoPros. And I remember when he first started, he was like me. Nothing. And all of a sudden, he got GoPros, he got scuba gear, he's diving. I'm not diving in no damn water. I ain't doing that. I don't care. I'm doing no scuba diving. I ain't doing none of that. Y'all have fun. Like the other day, I was going live and somebody was like, oh, there's a cat walking by here, like, touch the cat. We'll send you some money. I don't care how much money you send me. I'm not touching no cat. I'm not touching no cat. They're like the middiest of the underworld or something. I ain't touching no cat, man. They got I don't care how much money you give me. I ain't touching no cat.
That was like an ancient Egyptian reference right there. That's great.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I read the Bible, I read stuff. I'm a historian. And so cats, how they be looking and how their eyes are just, they're not scared of you. And it's not like a dog, you know what I'm saying? A dog chasing you, you could jump on top of a car or a fence and it'd be going, a cat be like, oh, you thought you got away? Jump right up there with you. You climb a tree, you climb whatever you want. You're not getting away from no cat unless you lock the cat in the room. So I ain't dealing with no cats. I ain't dealing with no damn water when it comes to scuba diving.
Yeah. Well, there's the claustrophobic factor in and of itself, because you're kind of trapped in that water. You can't breathe except for the machine that's on you. And some of them are like respirators now, so you're recycling your own breath. It's crazy.
It's like
I'm game. I'll do it though. I'm game. I'll do it. As long as you don't put me into some crazy submarine as far down.
I'm sure you will do it.
I would.
I'm sure you will do it.
Why not? Scuba gear, man. You just take it off and go back up.
I'm sure you would do it. But my sister husband would do it too. But she won't.
Fair enough.
But you know what? This is safe. There's just some gators and sharks in here. I don't mind putting my face in this water.
Well, I don't want to mess with no gators. They belong as boots, and that's it, man. I don't mess with that.
But look, that's how black people be too. We think everything everywhere. Like when I first moved out here to Georgia, I promise you, I thought this was the jungle. It was like, oh, you want to take a walk through the? I said the woods. Hell no, I walk. Those aren't the woods. You talking about the jungle? No. You got tigers, lions, bears. Like, no, we don't got that. We just got black bears. Just black bears? Do you say just? You say just? Then bear came at the end. Hell to no. I'm good.
Well, black bears ain't that big, man. They're like 100 pounds max.
Man, usually
150,
black
150.
anything is kind of creepy. So
Fair enough.
and as a bear, see, like how you said 100-pound max, and you just said you'll dip in the water too. Like I said, don't surprise me. Stop fitting into your stereotypical type, and I'm fitting in mine too.
I was gonna say, I ain't changing, man. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be me either way. And if that means I'm the whitest dude on the planet, so be it. I don't care. But who wants to be someone they're not, though? Right? I want to be who I am, man. It's a far easier strategy than trying to pretend to be someone I'm not, and then I'm trying to front when it's a complicated front, and it's just not worth it.
I am with it. That's why, but I know it's just people that troll and stuff, like, oh man, you be fishing for the Karens, or you be trying to do this, you trying to get clout. Like, trust me, if you know anything about my personality, I'm not trying to clout anything. I promise you that. I'm just trying to chill out and not die early.
Fair enough. But
that's why I was so nice to the police.
I'll be honest with you, Anthony. Take advantage of the trolls. The more interaction you have with people, and the more conversations they have on your videos, the more the algorithm picks it up. They want you to interact. So those Karens and those trolls and all that, they're doing you a huge favor, dude. Huge favor.
I know you. I think you're right. I know you're right, because some of the people that's supporting me are on them trolls. Every time a troll say something, you need to do, they like, oh, well, you need to look at his videos. He's legit, and and they just be going back and forth all day. I see it coming up on my phone, all the messages. I'm just like, man, I can't answer all those messages.
Well, think about it, right? YouTube, TikTok, it doesn't matter who it is. They want you to stay on their app. And if you can keep 3 more people arguing and staying on their app, you just made them even happier.
They do it all day.
Yeah,
they do it all day.
And they want that. They want them on there all day. They want their attention, because time is the commodity of our generation, and attention is the way they get the money out of our time.
Attention whore.
Yeah, they want that attention, man. They want it. Yeah, so if you can keep people arguing with each other, you're doing yourself a service.
Oh, they definitely gonna argue with some of these next videos, guaranteed. Some people's gonna be on his side, some people will be on my side.
If you can keep it 50-50, you're doing perfect. That's perfect.
Oh yeah, some people will be like, oh yeah, see, I knew he was right. I knew it was private property. And then some people will be like, no, it's not private. It's gonna go back and forth, trust me.
Beautiful. I love it. All right, man. On that note, let me compile this up and get this out for everybody to see.
Appreciate it, brother, man. Hey, and like I said, Tyler Perry, everybody, anybody just want to do the actor thing, hit me up. Just look at some of my behind the scene pages. Behind the scene, I got some good stuff. All right. Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate you putting me on your platform.
Anthony, it was a pleasure. Hope to talk to you again soon, man.
God bless you.
All right, God bless.
Before you watch my video, do your boy a favor and click the subscriber button and tap that bell icon for instant notifications. You will not regret it, on mamas. From insane workouts to smoking and drinking. My name is Bait2GA, B-A-Y, the number 2-G-A, because I am from the California, and now I live in Georgia. Catchy, right? I am breaking from a background actor to become an A-list celebrity. You will have one-on-one access to my life and see that it is fantastic.
You can get the biggest Chanel back in the store.